Could we start the meeting? Yes, let's begin. Thank you all for coming. I'd like to propose a new strategy for Project X. That sounds interesting. Could you elaborate on that? What are your thoughts on this issue? I think we should consider the potential risks before making a decision. Can you clarify that point, please? Certainly. What I meant was, I have a question about the budget. Go ahead, I'll do my best to answer. Let's move on to the next item on the agenda. Agreed. The next item is about the marketing campaign. Could you summarize the main points? Of course, the key takeaways are, I'd like to add something to that. Please go ahead. We'd like to hear your input. What's the timeline for this project? We're aiming to complete it by the end of Q3. Are there any objections to this plan? No objections from my side. It seems well thought out. Can we take a short break? Yes, let's reconvene in 10 minutes. Who will be responsible for implementing this? I suggest we assign this task to the operations team. What are the potential challenges we might face? We need to consider budget constraints and time limitations. I'd like to present our quarterly results. Please go ahead. We're looking forward to hearing the update. Does anyone have any questions so far? Yes, I'd like to know more about the market analysis. Can we schedule a follow-up meeting? Certainly. How about next Tuesday at 2 p.m.? I disagree with that approach. I see. Could you explain your concerns? What's our contingency plan? We have a backup strategy outlined in Section 3 of the report. Can you put that in writing and circulate it? Of course. I'll send out a memo by end of day. I think we're getting off topic. You're right. Let's refocus on the main agenda. What's the ROI on this investment? Based on our projections, we expect a 15% ROI within the first year. Can we table this discussion for now? Agreed. Let's come back to this in our next meeting. I'd like to bring up a new point. Go ahead, we're all ears. How does this align with our company goals? This initiative directly supports our goal of expanding market share. Can you share the presentation slides? Certainly, I'll email them to everyone after the meeting. What's the deadline for this deliverable? We need to have this completed by the end of next month. I suggest we form a committee to look into this. That's a good idea. Who would you recommend for the committee? Can we prioritize these action items? Yes, let's rank them based on urgency and impact. What metrics will we use to measure success? We'll primarily look at sales growth and customer satisfaction scores. I'd like to voice a concern about this approach. We appreciate your input. What specific concerns do you have? Can we get an update on Project Y? Certainly, Project Y is currently on track and within budget. What's the status of the client negotiations? We're in the final stages and expect to close the deal next week. I move that we approve this proposal. All in favor, please raise your hand. Can we revisit the decision made in last week's meeting? What new information do you have that warrants reconsideration? I'd like to commend the team on their hard work. Thank you for recognizing the team's efforts. What's our plan B if this doesn't work out? We have an alternative strategy outlined in the contingency plan. 2-second pause. Can we get a progress report on the ongoing projects? Certainly. I'll prepare a summary for our next meeting. I suggest we bring in an external consultant for this. That could be beneficial. Do you have anyone specific in mind? What's the budget allocation for this initiative? We've set aside $100,000 for this project in the annual budget. Can we schedule a brainstorming session? Good idea. How about next Thursday afternoon? I'd like to propose a vote on this matter. All right, let's put it to a vote. All in favor? What's the feedback from the focus group? The focus group responded positively to our new product concept. Can we discuss the implications of this decision? Yes, let's consider both short-term and long-term impacts. I think we need more data before deciding. Agreed. What specific information do you think we need? What's our strategy for entering the new market? We're planning a phased approach, starting with market research. Can we get an ETA on the project completion? Based on current progress, we expect to finish by the end of Q4. I'd like to address the elephant in the room. We appreciate your candor. Please share your thoughts. What's the cost-benefit analysis for this proposal? The analysis shows a potential 20% increase in revenue with minimal cost. Can we set some concrete goals for the next quarter? Good idea. Let's outline specific, measurable objectives. I think that concludes our meeting for today. Thank you all for your participation. We'll follow up with action items.